Welcome to the CloudM email signatures demo. We'll take you through CloudM email signatures, showing you how easy it is to design, deploy, and automate email signatures for Google Workspace users. Let's get started. Firstly, what is CloudM? CloudM is a Google application. It can be found and installed to any Google Workspace via the Google Workspace Marketplace. It requires super admin installation and for everyone at your Google Workspace domain. CloudM Signatures is one of the 4 modules of CloudM along with Automate, Archive, and Backup, accessed via automate.cloudm.io. It gives you total control over your domain's email signatures, allowing you to easily curate a library of bespoke signatures, quickly assign them to your organizational units and groups, schedule when signatures are displayed, and even allow users to have different signatures for different domain aliases depending on which address they send the email as. Having installed and synced CloudM with your Google Workspace, your Google directory will be visible in CloudM, including all users, OUs, and groups, and additional CloudM-specific features, such as Smart Teams and profile fields. Go to Signatures from the left-hand menu where you will see 2 options: Email Signature Library and Email Signature Management. The Email Signature Library is where you can create and store all of the email signatures for your domain. Creating signatures feeds from your directory and the user profile fields by means of variables. You may create a signature from scratch or by using one of the templates available. When creating, you can build your signature by selecting basic or custom variables. Basic variables like first and last name, address me as, or pronouns, email address and profile picture and more, which are already available through the Google directory, are easily added. Custom variables like user language or role importance, for example, which are not natively available in the Google directory, can be added via the predefined extra information list here. These can be created in CloudM via the User Profile Fields page. If you've already got signatures which you'd like to import to CloudM, you can do so in HTML format by copying it into the source code via Tools. This option also allows you to create your own HTML signatures. Conditional formatting is also supported here and allows you to specify the conditions that must be met in order for a variable to be displayed and a hierarchy of other variables to use if the first variable cannot be displayed, for example. You can preview the signature you have created here also. Once a signature is created via the Actions menu, you can edit signatures, duplicate them to edit slightly for other sets of users, add signature tags, or delete them if no longer needed. Signature tags can help you to organize and search for groups of signatures. This feature is ideal for situations where you need to apply a range of bespoke signatures to different OUs and/or groups. Once the tags are added, you can then search the library by tag here. It's possible to configure Role-Based Access Control, or RBAC, in CloudM, which allows admins to define what permissions are relevant to what people and ensure they only have access to what they need. Here we will show you how you can create and assign a role to a specific person or set of users to manage users' signatures. Go to Settings from the left-hand menu and select Roles. Here you can see roles that have already been created, or you can create custom roles, or roles from templates. For the purpose of this demo, we'll focus on the template role for Signature Manager. You can set the scope of the role to the whole domain, an OU or an OU and its child OUs, where the signatures for only that set of users can be managed by the role assignees. As it's a template, you'll see that specific signature management permissions have already been added, but you can add or remove other permissions depending on your needs. You can then assign the role to an OU, a specific user profile, a group, or more. You can then see the assignees here. Once the role is created, that assignee can then manage the signatures for the users within scope. As stated before, the CloudM directory is synced with your Google Workspace directory from installation and every 48 hours thereafter. Understanding your directory and the additional options provided is key to getting the most out of CloudM signatures. In the directory, you can see Google Workspace organization units, users, and Google Groups, and also CloudM-specific features such as Smart Teams and profile fields. Google Workspace allows the application of different settings or to grant specific app access to different sets of users at 3 different levels: domain-wide, organizational units, or Google Groups. CloudM allows you to assign automations to any of those levels of the organization. By default, a signature which is configured at the top level will inherit down through the org structure unless overridden by explicit OU signatures. And similarly, OU signatures can then be overridden by workflows at group or smart team level. CloudM signatures can be assigned to Google Groups, but only via CloudM-specific smart teams. The CloudM directory shows you all of your Google Groups and whether they are dynamic or not. Your existing Google Groups can easily be converted to CloudM Smart Teams to assign signatures to those groups. Or you can create new Smart Teams to further broaden sets of users by dynamically adding members based on additional user profile fields, which can also be configured and managed in CloudM. You can find more information on these valuable features in our knowledge base. Signatures may then be assigned at an OU or Smart Team level. Having created your signatures and updated your Google Workspace users according to your needs by means of optional additional user profile fields and smart teams, you can now manage your signatures. First, find and select the required organizational unit or smart team from the lists. If you are assigning to an OU, decide whether to enable the Inherit Signature from Parent option to use the same signature as the parent OU, or disable the option to select a specific signature. If you want the signature to be associated with addresses on any other domain in the Google Workspace, rather than the primary email address, choose the domain from the drop-down menu and select the domain that you want to add the signature to. This applies where a set of users explicitly use a different send-as email alias address configured via their Gmail settings. Under the Default Signature tab, you will see the current signature that is assigned to the OU or Smart Team. If you want to change it, click on Select Signature. Here you can preview specific user signatures. You can also schedule multiple signatures to replace the default signature at different times of the year for a specific time period. For example, you might want to display a bespoke signature for employees attending an exhibition or conference, promote your latest product release, webinar or campaign, or simply display seasonal signatures to celebrate Christmas or Ramadan. You can then choose to enable the Signature Sync Active option to allow the changes you make to be synced to users, or disable it to save any changes as a draft without applying to users. If you are assigning to a smart team, the same options are available. However, you need to just make sure that the signature is enabled. Once signatures are enabled for an OU or smart team, you can then manually sync the signatures to appear for the set of users via the directory's OU or smart team menu. Otherwise, wait for the next domain sync. You can also preview a user's signature by going to the Actions menu. You should now understand what CloudM Signatures is and how it helps to save time and automate the assigning of different signatures to different sets of users across your business. You've seen how to create, import, and edit signatures via the library, and how to then assign them to the different sets of users. Thanks for watching the CloudM Signatures demo.